Hey guys, it's Siobhan with ToKittyandBeyond. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I just felt called to kind of sit down and talk about some things that I guess were on my mind and needed to come out. So it's not necessarily to do with, light worker stuff or energy updates or tarot or anything that I would normally do. This is just kind of like my own musings, and I wasn't even sure if I was going to post this or not, but I feel like I should, I guess. I'm just getting the nudge to do so. So I will, and we'll see what kind of comes of it. And if you guys like it, like I said, I say later on, let me know. And yeah, so enjoy. I don't really know what I'm gonna talk about. I don't really know if I even have anything to say right now. But I'm recording this because I want to see if I sit down in front of the camera, something just wants to come out, I guess. Like maybe something I want to talk about that I didn't realize I wanted to talk about, I guess. So, I've been feeling a little up and down lately. I guess the energy has been very erratic, and that's been affecting my sleep schedule. So I'll go, a nice 8-hour chunk of sleep at a regular time, and then the next day I'm getting like 6 hours of sleep at an irregular time, and then it's back to like 8 or 9 hours, and it's just very back and forth, kind of all over the place without any sort of predictability, which I really don't like, because with my brain being the way it is, I thrive on routine and predictability, and when that's not there, it kind of spins me out into like chaosville, and it's really disorienting and it's really disruptive for the rest of the schedules that I try to hold, or the rest of the kind of routines that I have. And I don't even really have routines. I don't keep a schedule. I kind of just do whatever I feel in the moment, but I like to have sort of set things that I will do if I'm feeling like doing them, I guess, if that makes sense. So what I've been trying to do lately, since things have been kind of up and down and a bit rocky, going through this new beginning, moving into this new place, and just kind of having to be okay with things not being perfect, and embracing the process of change, like going with the flow, essentially. And I've always been pretty good at that. I don't like abrupt change, like surprises that are kind of sprung on me by outside or external people or situations, but for the most part, I can be fairly relaxed in my ability to kind of go with the flow a little bit. But I'm just feeling like right now has been, I guess, a little bit more challenging, because I want to have things be more routine. I want things to be more structured, and I'm doing that. Like, I am doing that, and I do feel better about it. But it's almost like there's something missing, and I'm not sure what it is yet. And the more that I kind of think about it, the more that I am searching within myself for what that is, the more I'm kind of being drawn inward, but at the same time propelled outward. So it's this strange inversion and extroversion, I guess, of this energy that's calling me to look within and to meet these layers of myself, to identify their different needs, because it's like there's multiple different aspects of me that need different things, and I'm needing to learn how to caretake for all of those different aspects of myself. And then on top of that, the extroversion part, or the external part, is coming through in the sense that I want to go out and be in the world more, which I oftentimes feel uncomfortable with. I definitely am more of an introvert, definitely more of a homebody, and I think part of that is anxiety. Part of that has been kind of that the inside is safer for me. Being out in the world feels vulnerable, and you never really can know what's going to happen. You can trust yourself to respond, but you can't always trust other people to have your best interests in mind, or even without malevolent intent, or even just disregard, sometimes shit just happens, right? Sometimes things out in the real world can occur. So I think I'm needing to kind of address the parts of me that have fear around putting myself out there, not just online, but also in the actual world when I go outside, just running errands and whatnot. But I think that becoming more social and, making a priority of reconnecting with and spending more time with my friends is also important. And making time to communicate with friends who physically aren't here. And I mean, like, not on the other side. I mean, just physically not within the presence of my location. So, Skyping, FaceTiming, calling, that kind of thing. And then also, of course, on the other side of that is connecting with my loved ones in spirit, like my mom and my dog Sunny, my cat Daisy, my best friend Samantha. So those kinds of things, trying to create more space and more intention, I guess is the word, to allow myself to incorporate those more frequently. Because in the past, what I've done is really focused, like hyper-focused, and I mean hyper-focused. I don't mean that as like a overblown statement of the fact. It's actually hyper-focused when I will get so obsessed with something for such a long period of time that I kind of lose track of myself. I lose track of what's going on around me. I lose track of my friendships, my relationships. All of those things kind of fall by the wayside because I'm so consumed by what it is that I'm interested in, or what it is that I'm currently getting that positive feedback loop from. So for example, I'm getting a dopamine hit from it, or I'm getting oxytocin, or I'm getting some kind of a neurochemical cocktail that's being released and keeping my brain really hyper-focused and almost addicted to whatever that is. If it's creating a project, if it's a relationship, if it's even like a TV show or something that I've just really, really zoned in on. And then behind that, I'm having to identify what's actually the core need behind those type of hyperfixations and those obsessions. And what is it that I'm actually needing that is in some way providing, but maybe not in the healthiest way. So I'm trying to figure out a balance for myself. And I do this work with clients a lot too. And it's easier to observe it and to provide structure for the recovery of it in other people than it is in yourself. And because you're more objective, you're less influenced by the bias of the subjective experience of it all. And so you can identify it easier and you can provide the tools. And I know those same tools for myself, and I have to apply them as well, right? I'm not going to just sit here and tell other people to do these things that will help them and then not apply them myself. That would be really hypocritical. So I'm applying these things myself, and I'm on this journey right alongside with all of the amazing, wonderful souls that I get to work with and I get to journey with, because we're in it together. We're walking step by step. We get to guide each other through the process of understanding what we're needing in those moments and going deeper into what we desire. So yeah, I guess I did have something to say. I had a feeling there was something that wanted to come through, but I wasn't really sure what it was. I didn't plan this out. Like I said at the beginning, I just kind of sat down and wanted to talk about something and wanted to see what was going to come out. I think I need to do that more often. So it's almost like a video journal. Well, I guess that's a vlog, isn't it? Video log. But I don't like that word. So maybe video journal, a vernal. Yeah, let's not call it that. How about no? But yeah, that's kind of, I think, what I need to do more often, because it's easier for me to sit down and speak about my thoughts verbally than it is to write them down sometimes, because I just won't. I won't sit down with a pen and a pad, or I won't sit down with my computer and write my thoughts out, because then I have to remember to physically do that. I just, and then I feel, and I can see it on the page, and then I kind of hold myself accountable. Oh, it's been like a year since you last wrote, and it's this like self-shame that prevents me from doing it because I want to be consistent, and I'm just not. That's just not who I am. I'm not a consistent person. I never have been. I am inconsistently consistent, or consistently inconsistent, I should say. And that's just part of having ADHD. That's like a character trait. And it's not even something that I thought of as an ADHD quality. I thought that was just part of my personality, but now I'm coming to actually realize it's not who I am. It's just how I have to operate because of the way that my brain functions. Yeah. So I think what I'll do is I'll sit down and I'll just talk about my thoughts more often in this way. And if I decide that I want to share it, I can. And if I decide to keep it to myself, then that's fine too. But if I feel like it's valuable, then I will share it. If I feel like it can benefit somebody or talking about these things can help in some way, then I will share it. And I have a lot to talk about, apparently, from my own journey and working with clients and seeing all of these different amazing soul paths and journeys and unique soul expressions. I'm fascinated by human life and the soul and the journey that we're all on and the individualness of that journey, because it's so unique to each person, and yet there are common themes. There are predictable patterns. There are underlying motivating factors that can often be identified. So I'm really, really interested in that. Obviously, that's why I got into psychology. That's why I got into spirituality. I'm a seeker. I want answers. I want to understand things. I want to go deeper. I want to acquire the knowledge, and not just the knowledge, but the wisdom. And the wisdom really comes through the experience and the application of the knowledge. So I think that's everything. Yeah, I think that's everything that I wanted to say. A little bit of a rambly ride, so if you're still with me, thank you. And if you want to see more of this type of a video journal, let me know. Comment below, like the video, I guess, if I'm posting this. I don't know yet. And if you have any themes or any kind of questions or any topics you'd like me to cover, can you guys please put that in the comments below, because I sometimes get stumped for ideas of what I want to talk about or what I should share information-wise. I feel like there's so much in my head that sometimes it's hard for me to access it until I'm kind of prompted through a question or through a comment or through something like that. So it helps me to kind of focus on one direction to put the information in and then compile it so you guys can have something to actually reference back to, and for myself as well. Anyways, I'll stop rambling now. Thank you for watching, if I've posted this. Sending you so much love. Thanks, guys. Bye.